Yo guys, it's Spider-Man from Earth 1219 and welcome back to Film Foam Studios. I am being joined today by Spider-Man from Earth 616.
Of Film Foam Studios, how's it going?
Hello.
Wait, you wouldn't be 616 because 616 is like American Spider-Man and we are Welsh Film Foam Studios Spider-Man.
Earth 749.
No, Earth 777, just in honour of Nathan's name. Not the Route 777.
Oh yes. Today we're going to be doing Spider-Man impersonation. So first off, Neil Patrick, I'm only joking. I'm taking this off because it's as tight as. You've got it easy, you have with our mask. This is like a little cheap mask I bought a few years ago. For the original Spider-Man fan film we were going to do, that was still part of the whole EMH thing.
TYNHO. That's the first time I've ever remembered that.
EMH, TYNHO. You were correct, buddy boy, you were correct. So, hello. If you don't know, I am Nate from Film Foam Studios.
Who else are you in the film, but?
But I'm Nate from Film Foam Studios, and I play. Not only am I the director of this film, or one of the directors, or the director, whatever. I also play Chameleon in this film.
And I am Morgan, as you know, from Film Foam Studios, and I think it's pretty obvious. I'm playing Spider-Man. I also wrote a little bit for the film. Like.
Yeah, we're both the writers. We're both. It's put down that I'm the director, but I mean, Spider-Man in Film Foam Studios was this guy's dream. So, you know, he kind of made it happen.
How did it even go down? No, right? Let's have a little flashback. I text this guy one night and I was like, how cool would it be now, right, to put like Spider-Man and our thing, and it was going to be like a little web series, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which I would still like to do. That's the thing, like, without changing subject, you finish this first and I'll talk about what I'm going to talk about.
No, go on.
But I was just going to say, I'm pretty gutted we didn't make Spider-Man a fan series, because although we have a pretty cool thing planned out, I just really want to do a series on something. But continue.
And he was basically already going to have his powers, right? And the idea is I don't know how we were going to pull it off, but we were going to have like the super professional suit, yeah? And it was going to, well, in my head anyway, I don't know if Nathan ever envisioned it, I guess. But it basically started off with like a monologue of him being like, right, I'm Spider-Man and stuff like that. And
we planned to do what Into the Spider-Verse did before Into the Spider-Verse came out. Yeah. Basically.
And then realised we don't have the budget for that. And then we decided that we were still going to try and go down this Spider-Man route, but we were going to make a short film just called Spider-Man, and that's what turned into
all this. I should have put the mannequin head down with the Spider-Man mask.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man fan film, Film Foam Studios, that's what it became, and hence bringing out Spider-Man 2: Broken Identity.
Woo.
And yeah, it's so far.
It's our biggest film yet, and we said that many times with Redemption, but this has knocked the socks off our film, bro.
It really has. And I do apologise if I just might be eating a lot doing this video.
Well, my ears all falling off my head as well after that mask, so you know. But like, it's just been it's been amazing. It's been nothing but good to us, this film, right? We've been so lucky with it because from the day we started writing it, it's been just easy going. It just has. Well,
in all fairness, there were a few parts where it took us a long time to think like where to go next. Like we always had the vision, we always had the 3-stage plan. We knew what the ending was going to be, even though some things did change. Like for example, the ending we have now, the big suspenseful ending.
We're also allowed to say because it's coming out after the fight.
Oh yeah, the bomb basically. That was never planned. They were just going to end at the fight, and then randomly we were like right in, and we were like, "What if it's like a bomb?" And the me and him just bodied out like mad.
What if it was a bomb?
and yeah, it just happened, and we freaked out, and it was awesome. And there was just a great scene as well on the beach.
It is.
And it was a very, very nice day out there, even though we had to do voiceover for the entire thing because of the wind.
That was a bit dodgy, yeah.
But it came out well.
But like, apart from the little spacer scenes that obviously we had a bit of trouble doing, like it just kind of came to us. We were like, right, our villain is Chameleon.
When we filmed that one day of Redemption, we were in the park, we were doing the Destiny stuff. That's when we first really started talking about Spider-Man 2, and that's like we were going to do Electro first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were going to do Electro. And we were like, no, but we wanted a villain that hadn't been done in a fan film.
Yeah, and then we came across Chameleon.
Well, has he been done the fan film? I haven't like seen a fan film that he's been done.
No, I've seen a video by the Lonely Spider saying, shout out to their channel by the way, they've got a few fan films.
Very good ones as well.
Yeah, and they put up like a video a while back saying like how to make a good Spider-Man fan film, and they said the first thing you want to do is pick like a strong villain and don't try and copy the big films. And they said one of the best ones that they'd like to see in a fan film was Chameleon, because he never gets used. He's really underrated. So that's a little thing for you, but we're using Chameleon. It wasn't like planned that way.
Yeah, we didn't use Chameleon because they said Chameleon. We chose Chameleon and then saw the video and then we were like,
yeah.
So we were like,
that's really good, because they said that would be a good idea to put Chameleon in, and that's just exactly where we went. So
it worked out perfectly.
It did. And like, we didn't really know where the film was going to go until we picked up on Chameleon. We were just like, right, it's going to be Spider-Man 2. It's going to be a continuation of where he left off. We knew he was going to get a proper suit. We knew he was going to start like being a proper hero, like, you know, big name and whatever. And we knew all these things. But as soon as we landed on Chameleon, we were like, right, we got a plot here, because Chameleon messes up Spider-Man's life majority of the time. So
yeah. Well, let's go more into that and let's go into the title of Broken Identity first of all. I think that's the very forefront. That's the first thing you see.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we went to that. The first thing you see is Spider-Man 2. Let's go into the fact that we made a sequel, because that was never the plan.
That was never the plan. No. Right. So I'd talk for a while. Do you wanna?
Well, basically, we made it, and it was like we had the same mindset of all the other like really bad ones we had made. It just so happened that this one took, like, for example, 7 days. It took more days rather than just 1 day, which it would usually take us.
Yeah.
Which was a bit weird for us because we hadn't really done nothing. And it was just 28 minutes long. So we were like, damn, this is like long.
And if
Redemption's an hour long, but at the time.
If I just like cut in for a sec, it was pretty much all filmed in 1 day. We went to, if you remember in the first film, Harry's apartment. We went there. It was going to be that. But then we forgot a few elements of the suit. It was really shitty. It didn't even have a spider logo. It was basically comprised of my jeans, a turquoise hoodie, and a back to front
Flash. It's actually not this one. This is a new one. I'm very happy with this one. I know I'm wearing a Flash hoodie in a Spider-Man video, but that's the point.
And we used tape as web shooters. It was really bad.
It was like a bit of black tape. It was.
And the footage...
I'm trying to pull up a photo, by the way. I'm not just...
Yeah. The footage of that film with that really shitty costume is the first, like...
what the film was going to be.
And what the film was going to be is the first 5-10 minutes. Well, up to the end of Harry's apartment / the Oscorp.
Everything in Harry's apartment... The Oscorp stuff was filmed last, so that was well after we had changed the script, but it was like still
It'd
pretty...
always been in there.
Yeah.
Like it was always meant to be there.
Well, yeah, there's a photo of me, I'll pull this up on screen now. There's a photo of me wearing the suit.
Yeah.
I don't think... Carry on talking, then let me distract you. But
as you'll see in the thumbnail of one of the BTS's, it's like day three, and it says Spider-Man film leaked, and I'm like this.
Yeah, you're some.
Yeah.
You can see the web shooters, you can see...
It's dreadful.
Yeah.
And we were really impressed with that suit. We were like, oh, this is voice sick, and it was... No.
I mean, we always had the plan of like the hoodie underneath the t-shirt, but I think the only thing that really stuck from that we really liked was the mask.
Yeah.
Which, if you've still seen Spider-Man 2, it's not in good shape anymore.
No. But yeah, that's where it all started. It was meant to be filmed in like 1 day, 2 days at most. And it was originally called Great Responsibility.
It was originally called Spider-Man with Great Power fan film. But then it was just Spider-Man.
So
this was a little promotional photo I made, little concept art. So I'll try and check that in as well.
But yeah, it was meant to be filmed in about 1 to 2 days. You know, it was going to have like a fight scene. The final fight was just beyond a joke.
Yeah, the final fight was...
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Basically, you know the alleyway scene in Spider-Man 1, yeah? That was the final fight, but with just him in a suit. That's what it was. Not good.
All the fire and shit. Then.
Oh yeah, whoa, I thought you meant the final fight we were gonna film. Yeah, the original final thing was on the same field, basically the same idea with the arms doing everything, but just everything was on fire and they had to go into the flames to save Harry, and Harry then had to save Peter because he got. How we were gonna do that, I don't know, because you've seen how all fire looks in Spider-Man 1, it's not.
And that was gonna be everywhere.
Everywhere. Bear in mind, I've just about learned how to like successfully motion track. Yeah. Just about.
Well, you've outdone yourself with the VFX in this video. I've got to say, you're bloody brilliant. So.
Thank you very much. I don't believe that I've done that great a job, but I'll say thank you.
You really have. But like, I know this isn't a redemption-based video, but just like going off like how stupid our ideas can be, because we didn't really elaborate on this for redemption. Our ideas can go mad. We were gonna have Zach Taylor break
into a very high top like police facility. Yeah. Well, in my memories from today, yeah, I have me looking at the script for. So basically, we had me and George, who would have played Sky Tate and Bridge from SPD as like agents, whose master is like General Kruger. We had to try and arrest him. We were like future police, and he was like on the run, and he had to break Jason out of a prison.
And I was gonna slide down the side of a building with a sword.
With a sword in it to break his fall. And now we were gonna be like, yeah, we can do that. Couldn't do that now. We could do a very bad version of it now. And like we couldn't have done any sort of version back then.
So basically, we were on a high after how well Spider-Man had done.
This was before Spider-Man, wasn't it?
No, we were making Redemption after Spider-Man.
Yeah, but we had planned it before, didn't we? Oh no.
Yeah, but when it came to that, sorry for the language, that sliding down the building, that was after Spider-Man, because we were like, Spider-Man got like 2,000 views, hey, and then we were like, we can do all these effects. The fact that it has more views does not let us do more effects.
No, it does not. I don't know. I mean, from like Spider-Man old videos, we did get paid about 90 quid. But we only found that out like a few months ago. So it built up over time.
Yeah, and that's...
So it wasn't even as if... And even now we put into like the tripod that this camera's on, our microphone, our rig. You know.
And that's why you'll notice, if you've watched Spider-Man 2 recently, there's a massive sound quality jump in a few scenes. Because we filmed...
Well, most scenes. There's a few scenes that clearly don't have the...
Yeah. There's a scene... Well, the first like bit where Peter's in his house... That takes place directly after Spider-Man 1 talking to Tony Stark. That doesn't have our mic. And there's a scene where he's stopping a toxin deal. It's like one of the main kind of story moving things. And that didn't use our mic either.
No.
So, but the rest of the film does. So you should, if you notice a big jump, that is why.
I do just want to point out, guys, today is the day that we're going to be filming the scene with Chameleon and Spider-Man fighting, like, after he's gone to get food or whatever. And then next Thursday is the last shoot we have, which is the interview. Yeah. So the film is pretty much complete, just minus very little things. So yeah, we are filming this about 2 weeks before release. Hopefully it's 2 weeks before release.
Damn, that's like...
Mad, man. Mad.
2 weeks
ago.
Aye.
I'd also like to point out, if you see me looking over video at any point, it's because we have the Mac here recording all the videos, just checking it. It's 2 o'clock already.
Jesus Christ.
They better get you fast.
No.
Anyway.
But, so that's how Spider-Man 1 happened. How did Spider-Man 2 happen?
Well, hang on. We were talking about Spider-Man, the fact that it's a sequel.
Yeah, so right, go back to that.
No, but now we go to the subtitle, Broken Identity.
But we didn't elaborate on why it was a sequel. It was a sequel, basically, because we weren't going to make a sequel. It was meant to be like a one-off thing, like every other film. And it got very, very popular.
The demand
and
was...
So we made another one. And now we're going into Broken Identity. I'll let you talk about that.
Well, just why is it called Broken Identity? Because obviously that's the first thing you see, and like you said, because that's the reason I brought it up, was because you said Chameleon can play with, people's minds. He can change his appearance. Well, some versions can just transform. Some versions just use like prop stuff to make him look.
Yeah, he uses like back when they first wrote Chameleon, which is obviously in the first ever issue of Spider-Man. As you know, Chameleon is the first villain Spider-Man ever fought, which is something that all fans should know if you didn't know.
Which I would like to point out, this is like the first ever like villain. Like before, it was just an arms dealer who didn't have anything to do with Spider-Man. Spider-Man just happened to stop him. This was the first guy that has been after Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's genuine like comic villain.
Yeah,
and he's there to take out Spider-Man. He's not just a criminal. He's there.
He's been hired to take out Spider-Man. So,
obviously, like back in the past, like in the first ever comics, they were masks, and Nathan can elaborate on what we've done with our own Chameleon.
So we've got masks, but the idea is they have this technology inside them, which is kind of like, you know in Homecoming when you see Ned and Spider-Man like fussing with a suit and peeling off the little strip. Basically that type of technology is in there, like little very small nano technology that basically can just transform him into whatever he likes, and he puts people's DNA and people's basically uses deepfakes in real life.
More or less. Yeah.
That's what happens. He does it with Spider-Man, he does it with Gwen. Yeah.
I don't think we should say DNA as such, because he never actually gets it. They sound
but
DNA, but you get the idea.
Photos, appearances, the way they look, he downloads all that data, height, size, and that's how he
and so that's why we have the scene where Peter is literally losing his collective shit that he can't work out how it works.
Yeah, because it just works. He just knows.
So that's where Broken Identity comes from, as you know, because you would have seen the film by now. But
then as I went writing, I came up with a few things where we kind of like, this also ties in because it's a bit like an English language.
Yeah.
Type of.
It's like Lexis from the semantic field.
It's different things. Like we always wanted Harry to go be rogue and not like fall out with Peter. And we were like, well, that's kind of like a Broken Identity thing. Like Gwen and Peter, like Gwen not wanting to see Peter no more. That's kind of like a Broken Identity. There was loads of things which does.
Well, in our fan films, a lot of things happen by accident. We found out it just happens.
I'm so sorry.
But we came up with Broken Identity because we were like, right, the main Broken Identity thing is that Chameleon is going to dress up as Spider-Man and mess with his reputation. But then we realised as we accidentally wrote in all of other different Broken Identities, like Harry's going insane.
Yeah.
Obviously Peter is losing himself, not just Spider-Man is becoming a bad guy. Well, being portrayed as a bad guy, but Peter's losing who he is.
Even so much so that mysterious guy who is giving the orders to Chameleon, you don't know who he is. That's
another hidden identity.
Yeah.
Sort of. So it's all about an identity crisis. Everyone's kind of all over the place in this film. One of the strongest bonds in the first film was Harry and Peter, and that's the one that gets broken the most.
But you see that strong bond at the start of the film as well. We don't hide that there's a very strong bond, and then you get to see that then tumble away. There's bits where he snaps at him, and he's like, "I'm sorry, okay, we are friends. We are best friends.
Yeah.
This happens. It's fine. We are best friends." And then at some point, it's just nah, get in the bin. That's another thing. See, there is a comic called Spider-Man Identity Crisis.
Yeah.
And I, for one, didn't know about that.
I knew.
Until a few days ago.
I knew about that.
So I was just kind of it's kind of we're kind of going with comic stories.
But twisting it.
Yeah, in a different way. And I just think that's really awesome.
And if you don't know the story of Identity Crisis, I think that's also a Chameleon story where he portrays Spider-Man as a bad guy, and obviously Spider-Man makes 4 different suits. I can never remember the one that's all black, so if you know that one, you can comment it down below. It's just literally like a shadow. It's all black. There's one called Hornet, which can fly. There's one called Ricochet, and there's one... I can't remember the other one either.
Can we just point out, I do love Spider-Man, but you can tell who's the bigger Spider-Man enthusiast right now.
Yeah, but so that's that storyline with the identity crisis. Obviously, our Spider-Man doesn't go make another suit. He's just because we can't afford that as a studio, but we find our ways around it.
We do.
Right, what to talk about next?
We're talking about the title.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too much into the characters necessarily because there will be.
They will have already
been character featurettes,
as you know,
as you guys would have seen. But let's go into the characters rather than individually, but more so.
Why?
How? Well, first of all, let's talk about the obvious. First film we had MJ. This film we have Gwen. But MJ's still in this film. Let's talk about them. So let's talk about the girls in this film, because for starters, we never have girls in our film, just because no girls want to be in our films.
Yeah.
No female actors who wants to be in them. So let's talk about that. So Paige was... She was originally going to be the Pink Ranger in our series.
For Power
Obviously,
Rangers.
yeah, obviously that fell flat. Not the Pink Ranger in the Spider-Man series.
Nah, I know.
I don't know. But then she was MJ in Spider-Man 1.
For a brief, like, cameo.
Yeah, she was in like 2 scenes. She was in the end and she was in the Oscorp scene, which... It worked. It was good.
Yeah.
In this film, obviously the main female actress is a very good actress, Caitlin Scone, girlfriend to this person. And there's a lot more like focus on this female character.
Yeah.
Just because there's a bit more...
Well, we know where we want to go with it. Like, we know, like, we're not going to reveal it now, because obviously we're only on Spider-Man 2, but we know exactly what we want to do with this character. Whereas, like, because in Spider-Man 1, like we said, it was kind of just like a one-off idea. When we chucked MJ in there, we didn't really see it going anywhere, because we didn't even see the series going anywhere. We just saw it as Spider-Man, bam, done.
Like that was...
So, we were lucky that Peter and Harry had sort of an arc to carry on, but MJ had like no arc, because it was meant to just be as it is. So...
But you don't want to say, there is a part of me that's like pretty annoyed that MJ hasn't continued, just because like, right as we did Spider-Man 2, Paige died that I read.
Yeah.
And that's like, just call MJ. But
as you know, MJ has moved away. She's not completely out of it.
I still have an, if Paige wanted to, I still very much have an intention. Which I'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still have intentions of her returning, whether Paige wants to or not, that's up to her.
But she could if she wanted to. She's not dead. Like,
no.
You know, she's just away. As you know, she's moved to Philadelphia on a new job. So...
Yeah. Which again, like, we incorporate... Because we weren't actually able to get Paige on set, we incorporated it into like a Skype call, which literally was just... She recorded her lines, Mark recorded his lines.
Which we need to redo. Want to redo them?
But we have 2 days left to shoot in, so you know.
Do it today.
Do you have a jacket?
No. I hate myself.
We just took a regular jacket on him. We took a regular jacket on, he was fine.
But in the scene before I pick up my... Right, this isn't part of the video, we'll argue about this later.
Anyways.
On to Gwen. Brand new actor, my lovely girlfriend. Love you too. New character, new actor, to just the studio in general. Like, as you know, like, well, Paige wasn't in Power Rangers, but
she was gonna be. We filmed stuff with her.
Yeah.
Just never.
But Caitlin is completely new onto the like set of film form, other than helping us a bit.
In Redemption, she did makeup for us. She still do makeup for us now. She's still our makeup artist.
Yeah, but she really came like into it at the end of Redemption when we really needed a makeup artist. She pulled through and did amazing.
That's cool ass scar.
And she also helped us film a bit in the final fight.
She's filmed a lot for this film.
Yeah, she filmed quite a lengthy bit of the final fight. Because obviously all 3 of us need to be in the scene at some point.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, guys. Like, this is literally like, this is home studio. Like, I mean, we're in my kitchen right now. I have a map there, my Yeti there, camera. You know, it's not like...
It's not professional.
No, but like, we got to make it work. So that's what we do. Like, there's been times where we film stuff. For example, the Billy and Zach stuff from Redemption, that was just me and you on a tripod.
Mm-hmm.
And is anything in this film that's just like that? Well, other than me yesterday, because yesterday I just had to film something on my own. That's because it was just a little like reshoot type thing.
But Gwen as a character, what role does she play in terms of affecting the story, Nathan?
Well, it's given Peter a driving force. First of all, that's kind of what drove Harry away, is that Peter and Gwen were getting very close. But then Gwen is also Peter's motivation to be like, right, yeah, Harry is leaving me Because he never had the intention of leaving Harry. Like, that wasn't the thing.
No, it just seemed that way because one of the best things about like Spider-Man comics is Peter is always trying to make time for anyone but himself.
He's always trying to please everyone and always trying to like make sure their happiness is first.
Yeah, he doesn't really care about himself. He's always trying to make time for everyone but himself. He always tries to make time for Spider-Man, always tries to make time for Harry and his friends and Aunt May and all that.
And Uncle Ben in our film kind of acknowledges that, doesn't he? He's kind of like, you've never given up on anyone.
Yeah.
You know,
and then he's
decision, you. Kind of leads him on, like, to be like...
Yeah.
you are good. You're good to everyone. You don't take care of yourself.
But right now, you just need to chill out and think about what you would do.
Yeah. Camera like flashing, bastard.
Ah.
We'll carry on till it cuts out, I suppose. It's not really like the way Uncle Ben is in this film, which is also similar to Gwen Stacy, is that we do see Uncle Ben in this film in a Spider-Sense montage type thing, but like he's definitely got a lot of characters which like drive him towards. I mean, we see that at the end when he sees like all the people he loves, like, you know.
But it's like there are times where, like, obviously, I keep referring to this because it's like weird to think about it, but you guys have already seen the film. So there are times where Peter doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore, and Gwen is kind of like his motivation to. He's like, if I don't keep being Spider-Man, it might not make her happy with Peter, but it'll keep her safe.
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
And obviously, as you've seen by the end of the film, Spider-Man and Peter's life merges. Well, Gwen's life merges with Peter and Spider-Man's life.
Yeah, Gwen is a part of Spider-Man's life now and not just Peter's.
So that can branch off to many other places as well.
Which adds because Harry was the first person to know. Because of Harry, essentially, he got bitten. Because Harry had the spider.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like there's an intertwine now, which we are working with, which you are going to see more of. But can't really talk about that one yet.
Yeah. There's also another thing I want to do, because I know that the Raimi, as good as the Raimi trilogy is, one thing that it really messed up for me is that it always makes Mary Jane the damsel in distress. She never stands up for herself. And I think the one thing that I do want to do with Gwen in the future is make her independent of herself.
Well, in this film, she is like the damsel.
Yeah, but
that's because she's literally only just... Like, it's going to be a bit, like, overwhelming having all this piled onto her once.
And she's also, like, not part of Spider-Man's life, so she had no intention of getting kidnapped by Chameleon, whereas...
It wasn't even that she got kidnapped, she was running away from the bomb, which who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And then just stumbled into the fight, like, and then suddenly he's like, you know, if you move, I'm going to shoot too.
Yeah, pretty much. But now that she's part of Spider-Man's life as well, I feel like what Gwen has always done in the comics... Like, she always will not back down. Like, she doesn't listen to Peter ever. Like, that's just how she is.
Yeah.
So, that's where we're trying to go with Gwen's character. We're trying, like... You can't see you. Wait, can you?
Yeah. I'm sorry. We got to like, wrap it up quick as well because the battery's going and we've talked about everything. Where are you going now?
In the bathroom.
Right, so shut the door. Please. Thank you. Right.
What was I saying?
I don't know, about Gwen. I know being a damsel.
Damsel. Right. So Gwen is like, as Nathan said, the motivation for Peter to stay being as good as he is and being who he is and being Spider-Man. That's who Gwen plays in this sort of like plot of this film. In a different film, she'll probably have like different stuff. What other new characters we added? We added Norman Osborn.
One thing I want to say, we do have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to say, nothing more is really new other than the suit. Now, it's something we did with the suit, which I really like. Is Stark's design kind of. It's possible because of Stark, but the design is completely theirs, and the tech is from Harry's dad's lab.
I feel like we've righted what the MCU did wrong. Like, the MCU handed Peter his suit from Stark. It was just like, right, this is Stark, this is your suit. But Stark gave him a design that he didn't like. Peter made his own design and then got technology from
Norman's lab.
And
not just like...
Oh, yeah, some tech.
Yeah. So therefore he made the lenses himself. He made all that. Which I think is good. I think very good.
Yeah, I think it's like a modernised version, because obviously in older films we see Peter like sewing his suit and stuff, and we get a bit of that.
You ordered morph suits to,
so
spandex.
But then obviously we talk about the tech, and like he's not overly techy. Like, I really didn't like the inclusion of Karen in Homecoming.
Yeah, no, me. I don't think he should have. Edith, I don't mind because he was like a gift.
Yeah.
But Karen, just him having his own AI, I'm not a big fan.
Like, I get the idea of the AI because Spider-Man talks to himself all the time, so that was a modern way of getting him to talk to himself, but talking to someone else.
Yeah.
And as you know, by watching our film, we've done that in a very comic-y way anyway. We've just...
We've given him the HUD, but he doesn't have like a voice inside, so when he's speaking to himself, he is just speaking to himself.
It just kind of like, it plays music, as you'll see if you've seen the little Easter egg in the corner of the beach scene. That I only found out a few days ago.
Wow.
The Easter egg in the corner.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, you guys can find out that. I'll say no more.
But it plays music, and it just gives him like little warnings. It's nothing like overly thingy. And that's what I've always believed with Spider-Man. He needs to be his own person. Like, he can't be given everything. He needs to be his own guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I like about our Spider-Man. He's great.
That's the best thing. It's like, he's his own person in this, definitely. Anyways, everything new has been wrapped up. The film's longer, the film's better. A lot better than that. It's a lot bigger. Lovely. And, yeah, so Spider-Man 1, go watch that. Spider-Man 2 should be out now. Hope you enjoyed that. Anything you want to say?
Stan Lee, we love you.
Yeah, we put a Stan Lee cameo in this. When we wrote it, he was still alive, unfortunately. Well, not fortunately, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunate that he then passed. But...
that hit us like a train, man.
I was like lying in bed, I was fine. And then I read it and I was like, no, that's not real, I've seen this before. Went on...
Google, where it actually like shows, and you actually...
that video I uploaded was literally like seconds after I found out.
It was not a good day. And it's mad to think, right, I watched Spider-Verse the other day. I know this has nothing to do with our film, but I watched Spider-Verse the other day, and that came out on like 8th of December, something like that. And that had a tribute to like Stan Lee, 'cause he just passed, and I was like, how was this so long ago already? It feels like it only happened like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, just thank you for creating these characters and letting us...
If you hadn't created these characters, long Steve did go, because he passed last year as well.
Yeah.
So...
and he helped create Spider-Man. But like, if he didn't create them characters, we wouldn't be where we are right now with this channel. So, thank you to Stan and Steve.
Stan and Steve, Steve and Stan. Well, that's all from us directors talking. Hope you enjoyed the featurette. Hope you enjoyed Spider-Man 1. Hope you enjoyed Spider-Man 2.
And if you did just watch this and you haven't watched the film, just put a spoiler warning at the start, first of all. But if you haven't, then you're dumb, because you just saw like a bunch of spoilers. But if you still want to watch the film, please go watch it.
Yeah. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out Boss Baby Back in Business, a show on Netflix. If you don't,
you're dumb.
And we will see you guys in the next Spider-Man related film video, or just, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, so apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, see you soon.
Shout out to Video Game Donkey. Go subscribe to Video Game Donkey on YouTube right now. Thank you.
Subscribe to Mason Million.
Bye.
Bye.